So today I'll be showing you how to paint a clay pot. So this is actually going to be used for these color pencils that I got in Ecuador many years ago. I need to sharpen these, but that is for another project. So this clay pot, I got it at Michael's for $1, I think. You can get a coupon for like 50% off, and it's about $1. So I'm going to be using this DecoArt multi-surface paint. It's pretty good for just about anything that you could possibly want to use it for. I used it on canvas, which is actually what this is painted with. And I will open this one on camera because, oops, this is apparently, there you go. So the very first step is to paint the clay pot with white paint because you want it to have a nice clean base so that the color actually pops up. So let's get started. So I'm just gonna pour some white paint. I'm going to use my handy larger brush that I have here. It's I actually got this from Flying Tiger. It was like super cheap. It was like, I don't know, like $3. So yeah, so just apply white paint everywhere and then let it dry for a few hours, and then I'll be back with the next step. See you soon. Okay, I'm back. So now the pot has dried. This actually dried really quickly, maybe an hour. So now I'm ready to start. I'm going to start with not the accent color, but I'm going to start with the lighter color first. So I'm going to pour some of that in here. And what I'm going to do is cover the entire base, so just everything below this trim, and make this a light blue. And you can use whatever light shade of whatever color you'd like. And then, yeah, and then I'll show you the next step after that. So just carefully paint. Might need 2 coats of this actually to get a nice thick coat on this. Otherwise, you see like some like white streakiness. Otherwise you'd have like some terracotta streakiness, which I think might actually be worse, which is good to have that coat, that base coat on there. So now the first coat is on. I actually I painted the bottom white, but I don't think I'm going to paint the bottom blue. I don't think it's really necessary. So I actually kind of like the streakiness, and also since I'm going to be drawing some stripes over it, it might not actually matter if I do a second coat. So now I'm going to do the, ooh, isn't this beautiful? Oh, this like nice rose gold kind of paint. So now I'm going to do the top part. And this I will definitely do a second coat. The brush is a little wet since I just washed the blue off of it, so it might just be the water interacting with this paint. Yeah, this is kind of streaky, but I will finish that, and then I'm going to leave it to dry, and then I'll come back and do a second layer of the rose gold, and then eventually when it all dries up, then I'll get to the next part where we'll add some nice details. Now that the rose gold paint has dried, and it looks so pretty, I don't know if you can see that really well in the camera, but I've actually done like a quick coat over the first one, but I think I'm gonna have to add another one just because I don't think it was quite dry enough. So the light blue has dried, so I'm going to start with the dark blue color now, and the idea is to use some washi tape to create stripes, and then I'm going to paint over the washi with some darker blue paint. So this will be a nice contrast to the light blue. So the idea right now is to put this washi, and then actually, yeah, I think this will be pretty good because it'll be nice thin stripes. So that means that it's going to create thin stripes all the way down of the light blue. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know, since a clay pot is not perfectly straight. It's kind of hard to get the washi perfectly in there, but you do as best as you can. And like if you have any imperfections, you know, you can still paint over them with a darker blue color anyway, so it's not a huge deal if you didn't get all the parts right the first time. Alright, so I'll be back. So now I've washied the entire pot. You can see that it's not 100% straight, but for the most part it works. I mean, it's as good as you're gonna get, right? You can't just, I mean, maybe if you do this a few times you can get it more perfect, but I like it the way it is. So now I'm going to paint over this with the dark blue, and then this actually coats pretty well since the light blue already has like a nice coating, and it seems to be doing pretty well. So yeah, so basically paint between the washi. This works well if you have painter's tape, but I like the washi since it's just easier to use and I have plenty of it, so I don't mind using some of it up this way. And I don't use the green that much. It came in a kit I got a while ago. It's like one of those green kits, and it was like one of the least interesting colors for me, I guess. I just don't use the neon green too much in my projects. I mean, I like the color, it's just I have a lot of it. So anyway, so yeah, so you just paint all the way around and then do a second layer of this darker shade. I mean, I like the blue. I was going to also do 2 shades of pink, but I'm really liking the way this is coming out. So yeah, that's basically this step, and then the big reveal will be in the next step after this, so stay tuned. So this is the final step. So put your hand in the pot to bring it up while it's, I just painted this part. As you can tell, the paint is coming off on my hand, but that's okay. So you want to use these little these foam pieces, and then put them on the dark blue area. So the idea is to create like a 3D effect, and if I could get this to come off. So you place them down the center of between the 2 washis, so like that, and like that. And now it doesn't matter what color it is because we're going to be painting over them, and then you just do that around the entire pot, and then you'll have like 3D dots basically. Now all the dots have been painted, so time to take off the washi tape. And I kind of forgot to mention this, but you should definitely make it long enough that you can rip them off from the bottom. So yeah, so here we go. So I'm gonna try to remove this, and nice. This is going to be a little tricky on camera, so I'm just gonna do this off camera. So here's the finished pot. Looks pretty cool. It's got like that 3D vibe, and I like to put the pencils in here now, so let's just do that so you can see what it'll look like, and voila!